Even though women are half of humanity, women are suffering from exclusion, from discrimination, and from violence. And that's why UN Women was developed to trigger progress on gender equality, women's empowerment, and women's rights. It is one of our priorities to ensure an environment that will permit women to live free of violence. Haiti is not different than many other parts of the world in terms that women are disproportionately affected by a political conflict and, of course, a natural disaster like an earthquake.
N'importe moun ki vle chire, gen moun ki kon chire pou la yo, a couteau et puis yo rentre yo vole bagay tout moun là-dedans.
Parce que son côté, moi à vivre avec petit moi pour compte moi. OK, ba moun qui a aidé.
Je considère ces filles seules-là comme des vulnérables. Il y a des gens mal intentionnés. Donc on ne sait pas qui peut faire quoi. OK, on essaie de prévenir.
Unfortunately, war affects disproportionately women. One of the problems that we see in conflict in Liberia is that conflict ends, peace is signed, but violence against women doesn't end. But mainly I see women as strong contributors of peace. So we supported an initiative called Peace Huts.
They follow the investigations. When they hear the police says there's no evidence, they say, how can the police say there's no evidence? We'll give them evidence. Come, let's show you the evidence.
Is it true that you beat on a woman?
Yes, I beat her, but the land is still I beat her away.
We're sending to the police station, you are sleeping in jail for beating her. Are you understand?
Imagine 50 women all walking to one home and telling the man, you touch her again, we are taking you to the police. Women who have come out of a war, now taking their own security in their own hands and saying, no, we can't allow this to go on.
They have been able to give women much better conditions than in the past. So there is a place that is a very good model of women's empowerment.
Women are women! Women! What do we want? Peace!
If we want a world that is more balanced, that can ensure peace and security for everyone, we need more women participating in decision-making in politics. Well, we have been working in India for some time, and as a matter of fact, we did work on a project to support women as candidates to this Panchayat, this village council. 1 million women were elected. If you look at it, it's probably the biggest absolute number in the world.
महिला ये बोलते हैं कि अगर उनके बच्चे पढ़ने के लिए जाते हैं वहाँ नाला बनवाया जाए, मतलब पुलिया बनवाया जाए, ताकि बच्चे भी निकल सके और हम भी निकल सके।
एक आम महिला थे, अब खास महिला हो गए।
For UN Women in Egypt, we identify as a problem that a lot of women didn't have IDs. Not only did not permit them to vote, but also not to have benefits of normal rights because of the lack of identity cards.
We are starting with a pilot project in Kalyabia Governorate where 40,000 women had no ID cards. We got them to fill applications which have been sent to the civil registry.
We made a partnership with the Egyptian government and we provided identity cards so they were able not only to vote but also to be a full citizen in other dimensions.
I can now register my children in school and buy a small plot of land.
I feel safer and more secure with an ID.
I'm getting married after the feast. I will use my ID for the marriage certificate. Without an ID, I had no rights.
All the studies show that when women are economically empowered, everybody wins. Working with illiterate grandmothers from very rural villages to build solar power panels that will bring light. Do you have light in some place? You can have in a small healthcare facility, you can have vaccines. Children could have more time with light to study, and they can also produce panels and sell it, so they can generate an income. To one woman once, she said, you know what? Yes, I want to be seated on the table, but that's not it. I want to discuss the shape of the table where we're going to be sitting.
On behalf of UN Women, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Rio Plus 20 Women's Leaders Summit.
In Rio Plus 20, we had a very important meeting with women, head of state, head of government, to commit to a future with sustainable development, a future with peace, and a future of a world where women can live free of violence.
Societies where women are free and equal are more successful and more developed. We cannot meet our global challenges without the full participation of half the world's population.
I can today say that the system-wide action plan that has been developed under the auspices of UN Women and with a group of UN institutions represents an enormous step forward. I think it has provided all of us with a common agenda and above all a common framework to which we can work in the years that lie ahead.
Half of humanity has been discriminated against for almost in all history. And it's about time that we wake up on the need for empowerment of women.
We need to raise the status of women in the world. And in every country, we need to see the institutionalized system of women being protected and promoted.
By working closely with UN Women, we can actually do a lot to bring awareness to the crimes against women, but also to see how we can address these crimes.
In partnership with the UN Women, we aim to work together to spread the message that progress for women means progress for every society.
UN Women's leadership training helps give women a stronger voice in their homes and communities, and through those women, inspiration for the next generation.
We like to think that if UN Women succeeds, the world will be a better place for everybody, because I believe that women should rule the world, and so they will be in charge.
There's no place in the world where we have full gender equality. What we've been able to do is to put the women's agenda as a priority.